All right, everybody. Hello, hello. Good to see you. I bet you people are a little bit scrambling. I always like if I send out the link right before the thing starts, like I often do, then everybody gets here right away. I know what it's like when you're in something and you have to go look for the link. But hello. Let's just check in. I'll start with a deep breath. How nice to take in some of reality in the form of air. All right. So just checking in and noticing anything about your thinking, what you're aware of with your mind and your thoughts. If you've done inquiry, wonderful. As you've observed yourself and observed food or eating, but wherever your mind goes is fine to share. Dee, how about if you start today?
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. I don't have a thought that I've noticed. I know last night though something was off and I was not looking at what the real thing was. But I ate uh, I ate more than usual and later.
Mm.
And I also watched Netflix till midnight.
Yeah.
And so I'm tired this morning.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So kind of like I created this hangover.
Well, I love that one. It's very powerful to look at that. I created this. Even that, can I absolutely know it's true? And I know our responsibility in it, but that part where it starts to feel guilty and shameful and all that,
Mm-hmm.
which isn't, that's always an interesting, if I'm arguing with reality, just watching that, it's great to question.
Yeah, it's painful because it's repetitive.
Yeah. I mean, if it feels painful and stressful, then it's worth taking to inquiry. And sometimes I just think it's like tipping into habits, kind of, I don't know. Mind gets very busy trying to get it right, even peace, right? And so it sometimes likes to escape, like be in the void and just not. It's very interesting when you're watching Netflix, because I've done that too. Any movie, you're just completely absorbed in the movie. I watched a movie last week with my husband. We got so absorbed in we had such a discussion after, a psycho thriller drama, crazy person, and we're like, oh my god, what would make somebody like that? And it was like, it's very interesting. So just compassion for ourselves. We love stories.
Yeah,
It's okay.
yeah. Yeah. Now that you say that, the draw to something interesting is is legit because I think I during the last few days I've just been cleaning, um, and it's sometimes I'm able to like stay present and I don't know, I don't mind the job so much, but last few days it's just been a drag, like
Mm.
like boring.
uh And that's one of our things, boredom. When you're
Yeah,
saying this is boring, it's just great to, there it is,
yeah.
saying it. And yeah, just watching all of our minds do it.
Hmm.
And that it then, to counteract boredom, entertainment and stories are one of the best ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Then of course you can look and see if that thing really is that boring. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Glad you shared that. All right. Donnie, how about you? Hello.
Hi. I just finished facilitating somebody, and it's interesting because he's very fast. We started 3 weeks ago, and it's our third or fourth session, and he's already doing stuff with the work. And when he began, he was not feeling anything. But
Wow.
today, yeah, today I directed him to do a Judge Your Neighbor worksheet on his parents because he was so protective about them. But I'm telling you this because what I found, didn't find, but what I told him is, since he has the tools now, the work, he's less afraid to touch issues that before he couldn't even touch,
Wow.
to the level that he wasn't even aware that they're there. But now, since he has the work, he's not afraid to go in. And it's amazing to see this process. Like,
How beautiful.
yeah, he's going deeper and deeper. So I thought about us,
Mhm.
since we have the work and perhaps many other tools, but
Yes.
we can deal with anything. There's not even one thing I can think of that I can't bring to the table and just inquire, and that's it.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have found that to be true. And I test it sometimes, like something a new thing comes. Well, I could do the work on that. And then amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so sweet. Thank you for sharing that.
So boredom is one of them, of course.
What is?
To be bored, we're
Yes.
afraid of that.
Yes. Right. Yeah. I know. So good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love noticing the fear right under the surface of boredom. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Mm. All right. Teresa, how about you?
I'm feeling kind of peaceful today, which has been lovely. Just the thoughts that I keep welcoming, I guess, or saying hello to are, I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be doing that. I shouldn't be eating this. I should be eating that. Like, just like, oh, hi. Okay. So those are the ones that are bubbling up right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so sweet and lovely to have peace.
Wonderful. Isn't that wonderful? It's like your head comes up from being underwater. Oh, how nice. I'll just, good, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. So we're just checking it. And especially if you notice a thought, just share that because it's our shorter inquiry today. So just a thought, and then we'll move into inquiry if you want to share. All right, Jess, how about you?
A thought. When you said that, a thought. It's like, oh, that's easy. I'm fat and ugly. That's the first thing that came into my head. Ah, I'm fat. I'm ugly. I'm fat and ugly. Unattractive. Heavy. Flabby. Yeah.
Awesome.
Amazing how it just
Yeah.
jumped right in there.
Yeah. Good. Maybe we'll do that today. Like here we are. It's the body module, even though really you're in anything you're in, but that's what I am. I am fill in the blank. Yeah.
I did the body types today, like looked at the beliefs.
Uh-huh.
And the one thing I was surprised about was seeing about safety in the male forms and safety in the female forms. Like the woman that I referred to as the TV body, she was safe because of her body. Her body makes her safe. People will take care of her. She will be okay.
Wow.
I hadn't seen that before.
Yeah, powerful.
Yeah.
Love it. That's interesting. Yeah, cool. Okay, and Abby, how about you?
Hi. Yeah, it's through the body one. That's always a hum in the background. To more or less of a degree. Sometimes it's not just a hum. One thing I was noticing when I was just walking were thoughts around how I need people to be a certain. No, I need people to say or not say things that will support my belief in some area. I'm just picking up on that. Even though it seems like an obvious thing, it's starting to become more clear to me.
Awesome. Yeah. Very, very good. I need him to be that way. We've all seen that a bit in order for me to be happy. All right, Velisa. You might have to unmute yourself, and you might like she looks frozen. I think she's frozen. Okay, if you can hear me still, Velisa, we'll keep moving just because you froze your internet, but it looks beautiful where you are. Okay. Let's do that. Let's look at I am. You want to pick one of those, Jess? Either I am fat or I am ugly.
I love those options. You have a choice. Which would you choose? It could make a good movie. A group of people stranded on a desert island. Okay, let's go with fat.
Okay.
I'll take fat for $500.
Okay. Okay. All right. So just see if you can find that I am fat, or part of your body might be, I am fat. You find where I would repeat this all the time is around my thighs. I am fat. And if for any reason that just doesn't land perfectly for you, it's okay to fill in the blank on just where that is. But I am fat. I could say my thighs are fat. So just noticing it, holding that in mind. Okay. And Jess, yep, my body is fat. My body is fat. All right. Of course, we're letting ourselves see that the image of that thing, even if you're not looking at it right in the moment, just seeing the image of what you don't like. And it can be from any time as well. It could be a previous time in your life if you want to look there. But I like landing, really looking, seeing it. There's the image. All right. So that is fat. Is that true? And if you're just saying yes immediately, or saying yes, can you absolutely know that is fat? Did anyone find a no? Okay, we have yes all around. Okay, noticing, good. So what happens when you think that's fat? What I'm looking at there, that's fat. What happens? How do you react? See what it feels like in your body. So let's hear from some of you, just an honest, just let it honestly come out. How about Teresa? What happens when you think that is fat?
I feel inferior, less than small, which I thought was interesting. The
Mm,
word small,
mm,
trapped, and unworthy.
mm. Awesome. Thank you. Abby, how about you?
I mean, the usual, like, discouraged, disheartened. But the word that popped up was just now was meaningless.
Mm, mm. Good one.
Yeah.
So notice where your mind might travel about the future. It's like, I am fat. It's true. Then what happens? What images appear? So Jess, how about you?
I'm just gonna get fatter and fatter and fatter and less motivated.
Mm,
So I'm 49 now, 10 years from now, 59, just
mm.
what, 30 pounds more, 40 pounds more, 50 pounds more?
Wow. Yeah.
And then how am I gonna, what's my body gonna be like physically for activity? What's my motivation gonna be like at that point? Am I gonna have whatever it is that gets you fixing the problem? I'm still in that zone of
Mm,
I need motivation. This has got to be fixed.
mm-hmm.
And if I accept it, what does that mean?
Mm. So good to see that it's just going to keep getting worse. Fatter is coming. I'm fat now, I'm fatter, and this motivation is missing.
I think of my a woman whose mother reminded me when I was a child of a spider. She was very, very, very round in the middle in my memory, like
Mm-hmm.
almost like a cartoon
Mm-hmm.
character. And her arms were very thin and her legs were very thin. And I remember thinking that was the most horrible thing I could imagine. And I was quite young. She scared me. She sort of terrified me.
Mm-hmm.
I, and I'm picturing that would be, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
me.
Wow. Yeah. Right. Awesome. Yeah. Dee, how about you?
I'm noticing I'm still stuck in my childhood view
Hmm.
that I won't be loved. I'm unlovable.
Um,
So so something about being alone or unprotected, um,
mm,
and unattractive. I think it
mhm.
all goes along with that.
And in your situation in childhood, are you thinking the body is fat, the whole body?
My legs.
Okay. Yep. Good. Thank you. Okay. So Donnie sharing hopeless. It's the proof that something is wrong with me, and I'm protecting me at the same time from feeling and fear. Yes, some of us will. I can hear my reaction would be like, "This has to," like it's a kind of a I'm cracking down on this. This is going to we're going to take control here. We're going to just has to be, I don't care if there's going to be any suffering. This is going to be, here's what's going to happen. And it's about the future, but it's got a very warlike, send in the troops. I don't care how you feel. This is what you're going to do type of attitude, right? So sometimes that, and then sometimes hopeless because all that requires so much energy. Can't do it. Did you have something, Jess? Yeah.
Can't do it without the energy too. It's like the only way it can happen is with all that
Mm-hmm.
energy. Like it's just not possible to go anywhere else
Yeah.
without it.
Yeah. I have to have willpower. I have to have motivation. I have to have determination.
To be strong, have to
Yeah.
be
Have to be strong.
invulnerable.
Yeah. 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 Which is very interesting to see, like the color and texture and temperature of that energy that you think you don't have enough of, like what it's like just sitting with that thing that I think is missing. Motivation, willpower. That's the way out of this. And just finding your proof. This is fat. How do you know? Where did you learn that? Just watching. So you might notice images from the past of other people that teach you or to say it. Just get the feel of it or whatever, watching that. How do you know? Where's my proof? Who am I not safe with? When I believe this thought, what images come to mind? Who would agree with me from my past? Okay. Anything else anyone notices? This is fat. What I'm looking at, it's fat. And I like noticing it seems like such an insult, like you could be called like a coward or of all the things, at least for me, of all the things someone could say, there's something about it that feels heavy, literally.
Yeah, it feels like the worst thing when you say that. It's like the stakes are so high.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else I can find or I can deny and not find.
Mm-hmm.
That one is like,
Yeah. Yeah, and like Donnie's sharing, you can't hide it. You can hide everything else, but you can't hide this. Like appearing on your body, this thing that's unacceptable. Yeah. Okay. I once had the image of doing this work. I imagined, even though it's never happened, being on stage, like in underwear only or wearing a bathing suit with an audience of 1,000 it's a great way to notice the stress of this thought and what I believe people are thinking. And Donnie's saying, at the same time, we hide all our pain there. Funny strategy. Yeah. Very interesting. Yeah.
It's like if I was on the stage and I had the bathing suit and I was in the underwear, there was a part of me that just went, well, let's go then. Like there's almost a relief in that to me. It's just clear. All right, let's call it, people. We're not going to pretend. I'm not going to. Does these pants make me look fat?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Right.
It's like how, I always think my body looks better without clothes on. Clothes would make no sense on my body. It doesn't work at all. I don't actually want to be naked in front of anybody, but just that concept that it has the opposite effect. It's all of these small groups when I'm pretending to be something I'm not.
Good one.
Wow, I never saw that before.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Super cool. Just helpful because then it shows you where, your spots for looking good. Okay. And I also like noticing being in my family of origin, showing up right there, them looking. Very helpful. Yeah, it's like, ooh, right. And sometimes they're the ones really that you really do not want to see. You don't want them to see this. And just what is so helpful about that is noticing who you care about, what they're thinking, which is okay. Just compassion here. You really care about what they think. Okay. Anyone else have anything to share? Noticing that is fat. And just kind of as you sit with noticing other people, just the comparison, just noticing comparison. Okay. So, who would you be without that story that is fat? Who would you be without that thought? That word, fat, and everything on it. Pretty big one. Interesting. What if you weren't aware? What if you were an alien from another planet that just got here and you had no idea? I like thinking of this as looking at two trees. There's a giant sequoia tree, it's 1,000 years old. You know how big those are? You're like, your arms don't even. And then, like a little tiny alder tree. Looking at them both, most of us don't say, I like the little tiny alder tree better. The big one isn't good. They're just completely different and amazing, both of them. Looking through the eyes of those glasses, that story, unstory, just looking. So let's hear just the qualities, anything you can find there. So D, without the thought.
Um, Without the thought, I think I would still be doing things that I enjoyed as a child, later into my, maybe till now, um, like swimming and wearing shorts. I don't know. I think I'd still be doing activities that that I pulled away from as I had to hide. So a lot more engagement with friends. Um,
Mm.
yeah, more like oomph in life.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Thank you. Teresa, how about you?
So my moment is okay, so once a week I shower with my husband just as a point for me to connect with him. It's so uncomfortable for me. And so he always finishes before I do. And so I have to position myself to like block the water from spraying out of the bathtub, out of the shower as he's getting out. And like, that's the moment when I say to myself, I am fat, I am fat. And so I took myself back to that moment. And if I can't have that thought, then what's left is the uncomfortableness of me being naked, right? And so I kind of saw how that kind of protects me or masks the real stuff happening. It's easier for me just to call myself fat than it is for me to feel uncomfortable with myself. And so it was actually kind of sweet and endearing of, oh, honey, it's okay. Like, it's okay. But we can work through this and then you don't have to feel that anymore. Kind of if we're working with a true issue, then we're going to make progress. So that was really, really cool because I hadn't seen that before. I hadn't realized how uncomfortable I am being naked. So in front of somebody else, I guess.
Yeah. So powerful,
Yeah.
So I love that, just noticing if I take off the thought that this is fat. It's so it doesn't always mean that what's under there is just, oh, it's peace and beautiful and or I mean that can be there too, but just noticing, oh, it's really vulnerable to be naked. Yeah. I remember noticing that, getting really thin and still not liking being seen. So it's like, interesting. Still wanted to cover everything up.
Right.
Yeah. And it doesn't mean you shouldn't, like, you force yourself. Anyway, it's just very interesting.
Yeah.
Just watching. Thank you. It's great. I love that you had a specific moment because it can be very helpful.
Yeah.
So Donnie sharing, looking from awareness without the thought. It's what it is. Nothing wrong with it. Can't be anything else. And it serves me well. Doing the best it can. Peaceful. Jess, how about you? You might have to take yourself. Oh, there you are.
Yeah, there we go. Without the thought, then how I feel is more important than how I look, is what I'm noticing. So, am I full? Am I hungry? Am I tired? Am I overtired? Do I need something? Do I need to get out for a walk? Would I feel better with a workout? It feels like there's some space for options, choices. that have no punishment. There's no consequence. I
Hmm.
ask me, I tell me.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's nice. It's not to get somewhere in 10 years, like with the thought.
Yeah,
The
for
whole,
summer when my cousins visit, the
yeah,
next cruise,
yeah,
or whatever, you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. It's just knowing, like, it's like I'm thirsty, so I know to get some water right now.
Yeah. I'm not an asshole because I need water.
Yeah,
Just need some
yeah,
water.
yeah,
Go have some water.
yeah,
Yeah. It's not personal.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Okay. And that is really an amazing question 4. It's like without the story of fat and thin, like I don't know, my mind just goes like, Mom, like what? But how exciting! How exciting! And peaceful, just interesting. Okay. Yeah, just so relaxing, so relaxing. So let's turn it around. Uh, I like my thinking to go there first. My thinking about this is fat. You know, my thinking's fat, especially when it comes to my thighs. That moment, just you get to see what you mean by fat, or what we think fat means. But ugly, rejected, rejecting, unacceptable, lonely. Sometimes I've liked noticing the different words that come with fat or thin, fat, and I would say disgusting a lot. My old that framework would be disgusting, and I love the word disgusting is from gust, like it has to do with your stomach. You know, like gusto and against gusto, like eating with gusto or just taking in the world or taking in things, like it's disgusting. So it's weird how physical that word is. Um, yeah, repulsive. So my thinking is all that. My thinking has all that energy and that with it. And Donnie, that's actually the only place where I am fat in my thinking. So yes, my thinking is fat. And I like also that it's heavy and layered, and it starts to go like, this means I need to get more willpower. And it also means my future is lost. And it means that if I don't, I should never eat anything. And it means I can't let go and relax. You know, I mean, just that it's so, there's so many, it just goes on and on. Big, my thinking. Okay. And I am not, or that is not. What I'm looking at is not fat. It isn't. You can even go so far as to say it's beautiful as it is. And just notice what you like about it instead of that thing that says no, rejection, horrible, disgust, wrong, right, wonderful, taking it in, good, benefits. So this is a good one to find, even no matter how small. Just start small. Why is that a good thing? Huh? What? Can't be. But just whatever your mind, like letting yourself have this, finding benefits, finding what's interesting or beautiful. I think I shared in the recordings about my fat thighs that I thought were fat thighs, like suddenly realizing as staring at my thighs, like sitting in inquiry and remembering my childhood in spending so much time in the Texas Panhandle. It's very flat. I mean, just like it's so flat there. You just look across and you see those little oil things going like this, and tumbleweeds actually rolling across the highway to my grandmother's house. But you would not go when you go to Texas Hill Country, where it's totally rolling hills, and everybody says that's also beautiful. The flat is amazing horizon, and then also the Texas Hill Country is very beautiful. Little bumps, like cellulite. And I thought I wouldn't say Texas Hill Country should be flat like the Panhandle. That's who I am without the thought. And in fact, it's actually beautiful. Like it's beautiful how amazing. The bumps are beautiful. They're so interesting, and I don't know, they break the flat horizon, and there's something, they're just doing what they do. So being able to find that either neutral or actually beautiful. So let's see. Let's see if you can touch on that, Teresa. We find that example.
On I am beautiful. So, yeah, I am finding in the past couple of days, actually, finding gratefulness for me, for my body, for where I am, because it brought me here. It brought me to this program. It brought me to my family. It brought me to the people that are in my life. And I started crying. Like, I think it was Sunday night on our call when I first felt it. Like, I've never been able to say that I'm grateful for my body size, shape, any of that. So yeah, when you said I am beautiful, I said, yeah, I am beautiful. Who I am is, and I purposefully chose I am fat because I don't know, but the more I thought, looked at, like when you say I am fat, that is so not true. That is just so not true. Like, I am eyes and nose and hair and skin and bones and muscles and thoughts and imagination and compassion and love, and I am not fat. Like,
yeah,
that is not the sum total of who I am. And so, yeah, I definitely can say I am beautiful.
yeah. Isn't that wonderful? And it's only with comparison that you could ever even have any that thin happening. It's like comparing and then deciding one quickly is better than the other.
Yeah.
And without that, just awareness can't really compare with anything else. It's just being aware. It's beautiful. Love it.
Yeah.
Dee, how about you?
Wow, that was beautiful, Teresa. Um, I can't quite get there,
Yeah.
but my legs, I could say they're not fat because that's not the only thing about them. I could say they're healthy, they're strong, they're useful. I'm grateful for them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's not the only thing to them. I can go there.
Yeah. I love it. So it's so sweet. It's like very precious. Thanks for your willingness and your honesty. It's like I'm not pretending that I can go find examples when I can't, but just opening up a little. And then I like wonder, like, so it's neutral or something. Like I can find things. I still am not sure I like what I see. And but I can find things that I really like about them. And at least it just makes it, there's an option, you know. Could I like it?
Mm-hmm.
And it took me 3 times of doing, I did the inquiry with actually looking in the mirror. Because when I was actually looking in the mirror, I would stay like I was disgusted. And it didn't change. And then the second time, it also didn't change. It's like, no, 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 that is disgusting. You know, like, we're just kind of come. But the third time I did it is when I had that thought about the landscapes. And then something in me started to see I'm willing to, I'm interested in not having this story or just trying it on for a second. Like almost as realizing I want to keep the story so bad. Like something like, why would I want to keep the story so bad? It's very painful, but it's very interesting. Maybe there's something frightening about not having the story. I think somebody said that in here, right? There's something scary about not having it. That I don't have a project, or I don't know. So even just getting to that can be helpful. Yeah. Yeah. So thank you. Great. All right. Jess.
I was thinking of how you said, where is this body beautiful? This is my comment is, my body is fat. There's this, it reminded me of a portion of a novel called The Stone Diaries, Canadian author, Carol Shields. She's amazing. Read her. There's this whole one small section of the book, very small, but beautiful, is the way he was describing his wife. So from the outside, we see this woman who is grossly obese. She is just flesh and flesh and flesh. And his description of her makes me cry just thinking about it. This abundance, this softness, being lost in her, and the desire he feels for her, and the comfort and the joy in all of her body is, that's where my mind went with it.
Love it. Isn't that something? So something just came in. It's like at least willing to remember seeing through someone else's pair of glasses. Like what if?
It wasn't just acceptable. It wasn't just okay. It was desire, gloriousness. It was hallelujah.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Abundance. I love that. Beautiful, soft. Yeah. Maybe even feminine somehow. Round, whatever. It's like something, yeah, precious about that. Abby, how about you?
Um, yeah, a turnaround's a little hard for me to get to, except for the thing that came to my mind was I'm beautiful because, or my body is beautiful because it exists.
I love it. Yeah.
That one didn't feel like forced. It just felt like,
Yeah. It's wonderful. It's like what you can find, because that's the honest inquiry. No right or wrong. It's, yeah. It exists. It exists.
yeah. And I think it's hard because with this one, because it's like the desperation not to be that, or to feel better around it.
Mhm.
It's very tempting to try to find those so-called, well, Turner or examples that aren't true within. So it felt a little bit, that one just came. Yeah.
Mm.
I don't know why I was babbling a little bit there. Sorry.
No, it's okay. How bad- Didn't experience it as babbling. uh, and Donnie, I'm beautiful as I come, and I am not my body for sure. So, yes, I am beautiful as well as you are, as we all are all. Yeah. Did everyone get a chance to say a turnaround? I think so. I know somebody's here came late on the phone, and you want me to, I'll take you off mute for a second if you want to say hello, and just don't feel like you need to speak up, whoever this is. Gone. Escape. I know sometimes people call in and it's like, I cannot say anything because I'm not, I'm supposed to be working or whatever. I'm on another thing, whatever. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, very sweet. I'd say it's just holding it like a meditation. I love the work as meditation. It's meditation. Just kind of sitting with it, sitting with it. Could I be mistaken? I just, that alone, in the turnaround or in who he'd be without the thought. But wonderful to sit with and just noticing. Because there's a whole thing in here then to see what it's like in the presence of food and eating with and without the thought. So I find when I think I'm fat or something here is it's possible to be fat, even if I'm thin, then something funny happens with between me and food. Don't have that, get away from it. It's becomes a scary thing, a frightening thing. It's like a traumatic thing. And without the thought, freedom, freedom, beautiful abundance, so fantastic. We have all this food, and nothing's forced. So just holding, that's the next place to go. Just watching what the energy's like without the thought, and now this body making contact with reality, which is what eating is like. I'm actually becoming one with something in reality that seems outside me, food, smashing it up, taking it all the way in. Yeah, so you could keep testing it out, who you'd be without the thought in the presence of food, without the thought that I'm fat. Yeah, Donnie. So I just wanted to add, as long as weight was a problem for me, I hated my wife gained some, and today it's simply not an issue. So peaceful eating, not losing weight is the key. Thank you for that. I can see how beautiful she is regardless of weight. Yeah. Yeah. It's helpful to have these other people in our lives so we can try on the same glasses, pair of glasses with them too. And just really sit with it and watch everything that we might be afraid of if we don't think it, and then relax. Yeah. Awesome, everyone. Beautiful inquiry. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lots of love. Bye.